Ciao everybody! I started the year with $140,000 ready to invest, and I'm now at $210,000. In this video, I'm showing you how I did it. I'm also sharing 4 or 5 tips I believe every investor will find useful, but that's not everything. I'm also going to show you my current portfolio and what I'm planning to buy next. To understand my investing strategy, I will start by telling you a bit of my story and how I arrived at this point. My name is Adri. I started investing and losing money when I was 24. It's been 17 years already. But my intention is to keep investing for the rest of my life. I believe that the sooner you start learning and investing, the longer you will be able to do it, the better it is. Anyway, for many years I was not profitable. I was studying, trying to make an experiment, and trying to beat the market with intraday trading. You can guess how it ended. I lost everything. When I was 28, I'd save around 12,000 euro, and by 30, I was to zero. Everything gone. Then I even borrowed 3,000 euro from my girlfriend to apply a trading system that was guaranteed to make money, a financial guru recommended. Guaranteed money, lost 3,000 more. I'm happy now I can laugh about it. It actually was not funny at all. It's really tough when you lose. Between 30 and 35, I was completely broke. I didn't have anything to invest anymore. But I was still obsessed with trading and investing. To be honest, I was probably obsessed with money, and in many ways I still am. My dream has always been to find a way to become rich without working a boring day-to-day job, and investing is perfect. So even if I didn't have any money to invest, I was still studying, learning, trying to forecast, following the market, hoping to find a way, the magic formula, to beat the market and become rich. It turns out it's way harder than I first imagined. So if anyone is telling you how easy it is to make money trading, be very skeptical. In the best case, they just got lucky and won. In the worst case, they're trying to scam you and selling you a bullshit trading technique that doesn't really work. Always backtest everything and you will see that they don't work that well. So back to the main point. You want to know how I made $70,000 in the last 8 months. I do have my own method. It took me years and years to develop it. The value ratio, it's great.
It's great!
But honestly, 50% in 8 months. I took a lot of risks. I got lucky that the market went up. It's a classic investing dilemma, risk and rewards are connected. You want extraordinary returns, you have to take unpredictable risks. At the beginning of this year, a close friend of mine went to the bank, to a financial advisor. The result is a 60% stock, 40% bond portfolio in ETF indexes that track the market. Basically, it's a portfolio that grows at the same pace as the general economy, 4-5% a year. It's a quite safe approach, but honestly, quite boring. I mean, it's better than holding cash, but it takes around 15 years or more for the money to double. It's not my style, especially since I don't have millions already. Instead, what did I do? No bonds, no index ETFs. I just picked very few stocks I really like. And as you can imagine, if you just have 6-7 very volatile stocks, it's way riskier than owning the S&P 500. But if the stocks you pick are right, you will make much more money faster. So the important question now becomes, how do we pick the right stocks? Let's see if you can guess my strategy from some trades I made this year. I disclose them all on this channel, and you can watch my past video if you're interested to understand what I was thinking. The first trade I made was on January 29. I bought Celsius at 24 and I sold it at 36 on April 1st. Great entry, not a great exit looking at how it went on. But with that money, I bought Elf Beauty on April 2nd at 65 and I exited 2 months later at 117. But the best trade of the years was Hims. I entered it at 25 and I sold it at 62 just 6 weeks later. Now, I don't want you to give you the illusion of easy money or mislead anyone. Let's be fair. Let me show you a trade that didn't go my way. I bought Abercrombie at $103 and I'm still holding it and still losing money with this one after 6 months. So what's the strategy? How do I pick these stocks? Unfortunately, I can't really tell you everything I know in a 10 minutes video, but don't worry, I don't have a course. I'm not trying to sell you anything. What I can do now is to give you some quick tips that I use every day for you to think about it and start applying it to your investing journey in your own way. First tip, read and understand the financials of every company you want to invest in. I know it's basic, but it's incredible how many people don't do that. I didn't do that in the beginning. Not a surprise I was losing money. When you buy a stock, you are buying a company. And financials tells you how the company is doing. Are they making money? Are they losing money? Do they have liquidity? Do they have debts? How are the margins? Are they expanding? Are they contracting? And so on. These are very important information. They are even called fundamentals because they are indeed necessary to invest. Then compare these numbers with the company price, the market cap, and you get price to earning ratio, price to sales ratio, that far from perfect, but very simple metrics that I love, I think are a great starting point. The second tip is to understand the current situation of the company. What's the management goal for this year? What are they trying to achieve? What's the life stage of the company? Is it a startup? Is it in a growing phase? Is it a mature company? Or is it a declining one? In theory, the best investment you can make is to buy a cheap and tiny company that in 20 years will be a sector leader, a market leader, and ride it all the way up. Unfortunately, unless you are Nostradamus or maybe you have some kind of crystal ball or some way to see into the future is very hard to predict and it's very uncertain, but still you have to study and research the present to then try to forecast and predict what's coming. Third tip, and this is a big one, know yourself. Clearly this goes beyond investing, but it does apply to investing as well. You have to know your strengths, you have to know your weaknesses, you have to know how will you feel when you lose money, not if you lose money, it's when you lose money. At a certain point we always lose. And you have to know your risk profile. Some investors are extremely safe, they don't want to lose and play it very, very safe. They have a very low risk tolerance. Other investors are crazy gamblers and they only buy crypto shit coins that can double up tomorrow. Every investor, each of us has a unique relationship with money and have a different risk profile. That's also why it's impossible for anyone to give financial advice on YouTube, because each of us is unique and each of us should have a unique investing style and a unique way to invest. My risk tolerance, for example, it's extremely high. I can have a $200,000 portfolio concentrated in 6 stocks and I'm not especially worried about it. I can sleep well at night and I wouldn't panic if tomorrow the market starts going down. Last tip, be contrarian. This is probably my biggest investing talent. To me, it just comes natural. I just like and love to do the opposite always of everybody else. So for me, it's very hard if a stock is at all-time high. When it's a all-time high, just knowing that everybody that bought the company before me paid less. It makes me feel stupid, it makes me feel okay. I'm entering now, I'm paying more than everybody else. I don't like it. On the other hand, I'm looking for stock at 52 weeks low This way I'm thinking, okay, everybody that bought these stocks during the last year have paid more than me. So even if it keeps going down, there are many people that are doing much worse than me. It's guaranteed that I'm not the chicken. In general, if the stock is hyped, Palantir, Figma post-IPO, Tesla, I dislike them as investment. Why would we buy when everybody is already thinking these are great stocks? If from great they just become normal for some reason, the price will probably go down and we will lose money. Instead, when the sentiment is awful, the company is terrible, horrible, is shit, nobody wants to touch it, I'm very attracted. I'm thinking, okay, is it really that bad, the situation? Because if from bad it just becomes normal again, then the price goes up and we make money. Again, think of Celsius at 24, Elf Beauty at 65. Was the situation really that bad? Not really. The situation normalized and they went up. So, which stock do I have in my current portfolio and what I'm following as potential buys? Here are my 6 current holdings. You can watch my past video if you want more information about a specific company. For example, Google, I have a $300 target, so I'm not going to sell soon. I don't plan to sell Booking or Airbnb this year either. Instead, Abercrombie, Oscar, and Sanara are more speculative bets. I could sell them as soon as I'm happy with the results or if I see fundamentals changing. Oscar, for example, it's almost 50% up already in about 2 months, so I might sell it soon. Abercrombie as well. I don't like to lose money, but I might take this loss and be over with it because I do see more potential compelling opportunity than ANF in the current market. Before I tell you what I'm going to buy, let me just say very clearly, this is not financial advice. Don't copy my portfolio, don't trust me. Always think with your own mind, make your own investing decision for what is right for you. I'm always happy to help. If you want, just drop me a comment, ask me a question. I will try to reply as fast as possible, but it's important that you make your own decision and you decide for yourself. One trade I'm thinking to make is to sell Abercrombie to buy Lululemon. Lulu fundamentals are quite good. Revenue is stable, is declining a little bit in the US, but is growing very, very rapidly internationally. The company is doing buybacks. They have no long-term debts. They are solvent, very solvent. They have good operating margins, around 20%. They are free cash flow positive. The forward price to earning ratio is around 13. That is very good in the current market. The company is reaching maturity. They will not grow in the same way as in the past decade, but it's not a declining company either. They are expanding a lot internationally, and the share price went from over $500 to under $170. It's a 66% decline in 18 months, while revenue went up. They're opening more and more shops. For me, it's interesting. Consider if you buy now, you are paying less than everybody that bought in the last 5 years. Another company I'm looking at is Duolingo. It's not cheap, so I really hope it keeps going down, it keeps crashing, but it's half price compared to 3 months ago. And it's a great company, very strong fundamentals, growing very rapidly. It's very interesting, it's really worth following it. But it's still a little bit expensive. Let's hope it keeps going down and it becomes an incredible buying opportunity. Last month I suggested 2 European companies I believe are very interesting, Novo Nordisk and ASML. They're both up already a little bit, maybe 10%, but are still very cheap in my opinion. What else? If you have some patience, I would suggest and recommend healthcare insurances. They are all very, very cheap at the moment. Personally, I decided to buy Oscar Health because I thought it would bounce back faster, but now it's already up a lot. So I wouldn't recommend it anymore. Instead, Centene and Molina are still very, very cheap, in my opinion, very undervalued. If you haven't watched my video about healthcare, I would recommend it. I would put a link right after at the end of this one. I hope you like this normal talking style. It's very different than my usual fast videos. For the first time, we also had a LED banana light in the background. So let me know in the comments if I should change the name to Banana Investing or if you like Other Economics better. Next weekend I'm traveling, so I see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Peace out.